Colorado pot retailers sold nearly $700 million worth of weed last year after legalization took effect. But this morning, the researchers are revealing what's really in the marijuana on the market there. The testing looks at the potency, the health benefits, and the contaminants. The research is being presented today at a meeting of the American Chemical Society. But first, our Dr. David Agus is in Los Angeles. David, good morning. I heard that you tweeted this morning, it's not your grandmother's weed. What exactly do you mean, Dr. Agus?
Well, this was, the Colorado legalized it a little over a year ago, and this is the first data looking at what they legalized. And they looked at about 600 strains of marijuana, and this was a private lab hired by the state and by the private growers themselves. And what they show is the amount of THC, which is what makes you high, the psychoactive substance, was anywhere from 20 to 30%. And realize in the 1980s, the National Institute of Drug Abuse said that it was about 4%. So that's a dramatic increase in the part that gets you high. And then CBD, which is the part that has the medicinal component, we think, was dramatically low, 0.1%, and in many of the samples, totally undetectable. So that was somewhat of a surprise, much more potent strain and less of the medicinal part.
Let's talk about that less medicinal part, that lack of CBD, as you point out. What does that mean?
Well, CBD is a component that we think has the medicinal part. And I say think because it still hasn't been proven that it benefits the medical conditions. I hope more studies are done, but certainly we have to standardize and put the CBD in there to make sure the studies have the benefit.
So what happened? What's the connection here?
Well, you know,
between high potency and lack of medical benefits.
What happened is that people started to breed strains so it would have more and more potency. And when they did that, they bred out the medical benefit. Now, the other interesting part of this study showed that there were a lot of contaminants. There was fungus, bacteria, heavy metals, and even some chemicals in these strains. And so the problem is that how much is too much? You know, when you smoke marijuana, it goes right into the bloodstream. And what we worry about is some of these contaminants probably shouldn't be in the bloodstream.
Really important warnings, Dr. David Agus. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
always
joining
good
us.
to see you. So if you haven't tried it, you're thinking now's not a good time to try it, to start.
Yeah, talk to your grandmother and maybe get some of the older strains.
My grandma smoking weed would be pretty funny to me, but thanks a lot for that visual. Thank you, Dr. Agus.